Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Fearsome here. We're taking a look at the battle-tested Beastmaster Khord from the Beastmaster booster pack in the Crown Shop, which you can get for 400 crowns. Now, disclaimer, this is a fairly rare drop. This pack did receive a recent rework, so all of these companions are much better than they were before, with the exception of Bar, who pretty much remained the same. He was already a good companion. So let's get right into this guy right here. This guy right here has 4 attack range, which is what Old Scratch has. Now, most Witch Doctor companions have about 3, so this is a pretty significant improvement. He has 4.5 movement, like most companions in this game, and he has these 4 cards right here, and this ability right here, Bloodsucker rank 3, which he automatically comes with. Now I'm going to talk about these cards a little bit more, and of course he has his summon as well, which I'm also going to talk about. But this ability right here is very interesting, Bloodsucker. Bloodsucker rank 3 is especially interesting. So he heals for 50% of the damage he does. And that, of course, only applies to his initial attack. Okay? And this kind of justifies the rest of the epics that I give him, which I'll be, going over. But he essentially does about 400 damage per unit he hits. So if he hits like a group of 3 units on his initial attack, you do the quick math on that. He basically heals for like 600 damage. Okay, which is pretty significant. It's more if he like supers and high rolls and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's pretty significant. Now the crazy part about this is it says it bleeds. So I tested it out. The bleed seems pretty consistent at around 71 damage. And what's interesting about this bleed is that it stacks, even in PvP. So if I hit one turn and then I hit the next turn, the turn after, it will bleed the opponent for a tick of 142 damage. So yeah, it does stack. Now it'd be interesting to see if it stacks with other units that have Bloodsucker as well. If I could test that sometime, that'd be terrific. But as far as I can see, it stacks. The bleed stacks. That's the crazy part about this. Um, but yeah, here are the epics that I give him. I give him Improved Mojo Blast. The reason being is because it gives a added 10% weapon power to his initial attack, and it also allows him to hit in a 3x3 pattern. All the units within that zone are hit. So if you do the quick math, 10% for this right here is about 35 extra damage. So he does. So he does around. He does around 300 and he does around 370 damage, something like that, something close to that. Okay, on his initial hit. And he does that to all the units within the zone right here. That helps out this ability right here. It allows him to heal for more and allows his bleeds to do more damage as well. Now, this is an interesting ability right here, Mojo Echo. I'm still confused as to how it works exactly, the plus 35 or 35 plus. Now, if you look at rank 2 of this ability, it's just 35% chance. Now, what increases this chance? I have not seen any conclusive evidence that it's based off of health or that it's based off of base stat. I think maybe if I just tested it out more, I'd be able to find the answer to that. But as far as I know, I've never seen any conclusive evidence that anything boosts the chance for this to work. I could be wrong, but that is essentially this right here. I just gave him the extra rank because he can't really get much else that's good. Now, I'm sure if you were facing a witch doctor, I would swap that out for a witch hunter or something like that. He's not able to get Jobo's ruse, which is the equivalent of quick adjust and second chance, but for witch doctor, I would have given it to him if it were an option, but his epic pool is fairly limited. So, yeah, that's it for epics, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and move straight on to talents. You want this ability right here, Spooky, because it increases his abilities, all these cards right here, by 20%, which is pretty good accuracy because witch doctors need it and all this other stuff right here. And of course, he gets a summon, which I'll be talking about later. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about his cards. Chime of Doom. This is an interesting one. So it hits in a 3x3 pattern. So all the units within that pattern, they, get banished. All the pets and summoned creatures, which, is nice. This could be great if you are trying to prevent a pet or other unit with or other summon with scent rank 3 or scent or webs or something like that that's annoying. You're trying to get those out of the picture. I could see this being extremely useful. What's interesting is that it is an unlimited range ability. So you see the little infinity sign in the upper right hand corner with the range symbol. It means it has infinite range. Okay. And you have this right here, Octoboros. Octoboros is phenomenal power. It reduces the mojo of the opponent for 50% for 5 turns. Okay. Now you use this on a witch doctor or a privateer in particular. This is especially crippling. You even use this on like a swashbuckler that poisons do 50% less damage. It's absolutely a golden power to have. Absolutely phenomenal. And of course, it does have 6 range because this ability does give extended range, which is nice. And with the talent spooky right here, it does extra damage. I think before it was like 350 or something like that. So that is the main reason why you got this talent in the first place. Then he gets Jobu's Embrace once again, also boosted by Mojo. It gives a 75% percentage of health drained as healing, which is nice. Also a 3x3 pattern hit. It's a regular AoE, basically. So it's nice. It does a little bit less than a base attack, but it does heal for slightly more. So honestly, this ability isn't super duper good, but it's like a guaranteed chance to hit. Okay, it's a guaranteed chance to hit and do some healing. So if you really have to count on it, I'm sure this is great. And what's great about these cards is it does give an extended range. So really, he can hit units that are 5 squares away instead of 4. So the range you see in the corner, it doesn't count for the edge of the ability. So that's quite nice. This right here, Powder Monkey's Palisade, infinite range, but you have to put it straight in front of you. So yeah, that's a good ability right there. Now you want to use this in combo with a AoE type of companion. That way you can place it and detonate it on the same turn. Say you use it with like Bonnie Ann or something like that. You place it in front of your opponents. Bonnie Ann does her scatter blast and detonates it right away. It can do quite a bit of damage. Especially if all 3 of these hit the center unit, which is, it's crazy if it does happen because then you basically do like 1,000 damage to that unit. Powder Monkey's Palisade was a nice touch. So, yeah. Companion. This is a companion with some great cards, some decent epics, although the pool is somewhat limited. Khord is a really good companion, actually. Now, there are companions in the game that are much more broken than him, obviously, like Old Scratch and Gore and Yor and companions like that, but this guy is pretty solid, y'all. Before that, I think my last video guide on this guy, I pretty much said that he sucked. And back then, he was pretty darn bad. But, yeah, I think that he's much better than he was before. I did forget one last thing to talk about his summon. His summon right here is about 1,100 health. And it has some guaranteed hits and stuff like that, which are nice. But he also has scent. He has scent rank 1, and he has like Soul Shroud, which isn't super useful. I think he also has Bloodsucker rank 1 as well. So that's his summon right there. It's certainly something annoying to deal with. You have a scent pet and you have this guy's summon to deal with. It's a bit of a menace. So one more thing that makes Khord an amazing companion, okay? I don't say this much about Witch Doctor companions. I think this guy's actually pretty decent. KingsIsle's been doing a great job of buffing some Witch Doctor companions. They buffed Nurse Quinn to the extent where Nurse Quinn is pretty much banned in most PvP tournaments. This guy right here, I don't think he'll be banned in any PvP tournaments, but I think that if during the course of using him in some PvP matches and stuff like that, people will realize how good this guy is, not just in a troll type of way. But yeah, great companion. Um, uh, Definitely a maybe not like a first pick for a companion ward, but maybe like somewhere down the line you might use this guy and he'll be pretty solid. So PvE wise, once again, PvE is pretty much old scratch and bombs. So I mean, he's good. Just don't feel like you have to get this companion for PvE. So that's it, y'all. This video has dragged on quite a bit longer than most of my companion guides have, but this companion certainly is interesting, and it was really fun looking at him and testing out his abilities. Anyway, I will see y'all in another video, and peace for now.